So our struggle here is to convince these poor populations of that region, which is probably the cradle of Brazil. As you probably know, Bahia is the place where Brazil was found, or when in 1500 Portuguese people came. And this specific region of Bahia, Recôncavo, which is all that part around the Bay of All Saints, was one of the first population that started in Brazil, mixing Portuguese people, European people, obviously quickly the slaves that came in the 1540s, 1550s of the 16th century, and obviously the first populations of Indian people that were almost all of them exterminated in these centuries. But as you may also maybe not notice in some people, you have even after that extermination still in the blood of the people some elements of Indian-derived people. And as genomic researchers recent in Brazil may show, that all Brazilian people have this real mixture within everybody almost. For example, here in Bahia, as I said, 85% of people in this region of Recôncavo is African-derived or Afro-Brazilian. But even though, as genomic researches are made, you can notice that everybody has European origins and also Amerindian and Afro-Indian origins. So this is really a country that you also probably know that is very mixed, and for 500 years has been mixing many populations. But even though, as you may maybe not know, Brazil is a country with racism issues, and very strong issues. I think I've spent some time in the United States when I was younger, and obviously mostly in the 80s, European people used to speak about the problem of racism in the United States, and we know the struggle since the 60s and before and after. But Brazil, which is seen sometimes as the country of miscegenation, of crossbreeding, in fact is also a country in which racism is an issue very, very important and very problematic. So that's probably why we're trying to change things quickly with this affirmative action system. Also thinking that maybe in the next 20 or 30 years we would be able to take apart or to not to use anymore this system, because maybe things would have changed. Just like in some states of the United States, that maybe, as I have heard, maybe affirmative action system is no longer existing because maybe you consider that the problem was partly solved. Do you understand what is okay? Okay. So this would be maybe the first part of what I wanted to tell you about what we live here in Brazil today, what would be maybe interesting to compare with the United States. All anthropologists, sociologists, people who study race problem in Brazil always have compared Brazil to the United States. And we know the two differences are very, very strong, but also obviously with the past of slavery, we can compare some things. So I always thought it would be very interesting to try to get some elements of both sides of the Americas in that way. Cachoeira, that city, is every year in August the place of a ritual that happens at more than 200 years ago. Black women of a sisterhood, which is called Irmandade da Boa Morte, the Sisterhood of Good Death, gather and do a 3-day ritual which involves Catholic Church, but which involves deeply and secretly Candomblé rituals. So as you may also know, Brazil and Bahia mostly is marked by syncretism of religions, and these feasts of Nossa Senhora da Boa Morte, our Nossa Senhora, Our Lady of the Good Death, is the most emblematic feast here that gather Catholicism and African religions.